We're going to give you a full range test today of the Inokim Lite 2. This is the newest model that came out. And we're going to do highest assist level, trying to maintain top speed. And we are not doing it any favors because we are here at a sunny 94 degrees here in Sacramento, California today. So, let's do it. I'm going to take you along the whole way. So a couple things I'm really liking about the Inokim scooter is one, because this displays a little different LCD tile than some of the other ones. I can see it just fine with polarized glasses, so that's nice. I also really like the throttle because you can almost grab it like a twist throttle or use it like a thumb throttle. So it's nice to have a little bit of a multi-purpose there. But even though this is 36 volts, we still got a nice amount of pep. Got a lot of little downhill here, not much of a bike lane. We also got some wind into us, so this is sort of interesting. We're going to do an out and back, so that should more or less counteract anything going on with the slopes. So when the scooter displays H, that's in hold, so that's effectively cruise control. And to disengage it, you can hit the throttle. I find the most reliable way. One thing very interesting about the Inokim Lite 2 is that only one of the brakes cuts off the throttle, and it also engages the flashing headlight and brake light functionality. I confirmed that was the correct operation of the scooter. I think it's kind of neat because it means that you know, if you're trying not to show that you're braking for whatever reason, you can slow down without turning off the motor. Kind of interesting, I guess. I will warn you, if you are sensitive to seeing people go through stop signs and you feel the need to lecture about that, just be aware that I will be running some stop signs. It's just what you do when you're on a vehicle, you're on a bike in the US. Here's an example. See, you don't always do it. But cover your brakes, you slow down, and there's no reason to stop all the way. Other countries, I am totally aware that is different, and that is a bad thing. See, right brake doesn't do it. Left brake does. Pretty interesting. I'm not sure I totally think that's the right way to do it, but it's interesting. In my mind, the acceleration with this scooter is totally adequate. I mean, sometimes if you really want to like breakneck acceleration, you really need to step up to more voltage than this. But I mean, if you're cruising, maybe if you're a real heavy person, you might start to find a little lacking. But you know, you need 175 pounds, no issues at all. The little lower deck makes for a lot of stability. Like I'm just barely hanging on to the handlebars here, and I feel totally steady. I can actually even let go with one hand. I wouldn't do that at this speed, but like at 10 miles per hour, it's pretty good. Alright, this would be a good spot to do top speed. This is pretty nice and flat, don't have a lot of wind. There could be a very moderate downhill here, but I think it's pretty minor. We are holding here in cruise control. Display is reading 19. I'm not sure if the camera will pick that up. But, you know, it feels like quite an adequate top speed for this 36-volt scooter especially. I've seen the display show up to 21. I think we're doing pretty close to 20. No, they're just ticked to 20. I think it's pretty accurate. The odometer is not so accurate, but the speed is. Oh, there's a bird. Yeah. But yeah, the low deck height where you actually have, you know, some of the mass of the scooter like below the level of the center line of the axle, super stable. Totally can just do that. William Pond, Willie Pond. So the speed limit on the American River Bike Trail is 15 miles per hour. So I'm going to go a little slower in this area. Now 15 is a little bit in between the speed limits on this scooter. I'm at about 13 in speed limit 2. I see 13, 14 when I've been riding, but you know, stability, I can just cruise right around this corner. So if you want to do 15, you got to bump up to level 3, and it can be really difficult to get the cruise control to engage when you're not at the max of the throttle position. I'll try it though, see if I can do it. So I'm holding basically as steady as I can. Go a little faster. Try to go 15. There we go. Oh, looks like I got it to do it. It can be hard at any time there's some bumps in the roads to get the cruise control to catch. So we've went 3.5 miles according to the trip odometer so far. Probably a little less than that. No change in the battery indicator. I think one of the real benefits about the stability is just not having to hang on as tight. Some scooters, you have to really, it can actually lead to some hand exhaustion. I know, super nitpicky, but it's true. It's just true. I'm going to kick it up a little bit again here. I'm pretty impressed on this little thing, really. To be able to hold close to 20 miles per hour for a good length of time and not see any battery sag or anything. You know, it could be the way they have the display program, but it's a pretty good setup. All right, I just wanted to do a little temperature reading here in the, here in the middle of this ride, so you can see my little. So the motor is getting a little warm, but it's 95 degrees, probably hotter than that. Here, we'll look on the pavement. Well, the motor's cooler than the pavement. The pavement's 130 degrees, and then the motor is 110.7. So the motor's heating a little bit, but not too bad. In this same ride, I've had some other scooters, top 140 degrees. So as far as the heat goes, I don't think it's doing too bad. So we're going to keep cruising. We're basically going to go till more or less half battery and then come back. Some of these minimum range tests, when people brag about, walking the scooter home, one, that's just kind of dumb, actually. But on the other side, it's actually not good for the scooter and not really a representation of what you should really be doing. So what I'll be doing is I'll be showing you how many miles I rode to a certain percent, but then also what that would project to a totally dead battery. And that's called sciencing it up. And that's what you do at Electron Surfer. We science shit up. And when you science shit up, you get comparable information. And that's what you need out there. Comparable and non-objective information. Because, I don't give two shits if you buy this scooter. I just want you to know if it's something that might work for you or not. I'm digging it. I'm having a good time. Alright, don't tell. I'm exceeding the speed limit. There's nobody around. Just chill. It's for science. Alright, we just got our first tick down of battery. A little over 5 miles with a little bit of non-20 mile per hour riding stuck in there. This kind of stuff is just... The scooters with the low decks like this actually kind of start to blend the scooter skateboard line, because you can start, you don't have trucks, so you can't quite lean steer totally, but you're getting close. And it just becomes a lot more fun with multiple foot positions. You can just do some different things. And with these light scooters, you can really do that. It can be a lot of fun. And you can see they're very nimble. And because I'm doing that movement with my lower body, I'm not really compromising my handling, so I'm not likely to go sideways and go munching on the pavement, which, I got a beautiful smile. Don't want to do that. We're going to keep holding this speed right into this corner. There's really nobody out here. It just handles real nice. It's a beautiful little section right through here. Mostly oaks. We're in Northern California. Got a lot of oaks. Getting some pretty serious speed right now. Feels like we're actually probably about as fast as things went. Slight downhill. But here's some bumps. You definitely feel that stuff. The scooter doesn't have suspension. But it's not any worse than with that foam back tire. It just feels like you have two air tires that are pumped up pretty firmly. That's really, it's as good as you could expect. Show how this climbs up a little hill. Alright, so if you can see the trip odometer down there, I know that's a little optimistic at almost 8 miles, but the battery's dropped 1 tick, now 7.9. I'm just kind of amazed. I'm sort of not even really trusting that. But maybe we only went about 7 miles. One of the other real great things I'm finding about this keypad one is it's actually textured buttons, rubber buttons, so you can identify them with your touch, even if you're riding on some bumpy terrain. So it's actually really easy without seeing to go up and down in your sys levels, because it's just up and down versus like toggling through. So you don't really have to look at it. It's pretty nice. And also changing between different speed indicators, trip, all that kind of stuff is easy to do by the center button as well. And turn on lights, you just would hold straight up, and lights should be on now. So we're at 30, so about 50% battery by the voltage, I think. Maybe a little above 50. So I'm going to get up here to the 9 mile mark. A little hot spot here, a little hot time, hot one. This here is cork oak.
That's a cork oak. Cork is super.
And that one over there is a live oak.
Appears to be.
That one is burnt. And that's Scooter. We're going backwards. That'd be cool if we actually could. We get 9.5 miles on the odometer. I think we're probably, I would say like 8.7. You can see how close my internal body clocks are. So we're gonna go back to close to full speed. I wouldn't typically do this on the path here, but there's nobody out here, and that's one of the benefits of doing a range test like this when it's pretty hot out. Did just get another tick down of battery at 9.8 on the odometer. This is usually the time frame, about 10 miles on a scooter. It doesn't really matter, the scooter, suspension, or anything, that I start to feel a little heat in my feet, a little exhaustion in my feet. And I'm feeling that a little bit. But it's not, I mean, it's not like extra accentuated. It wouldn't be anything I would not expect. I'm actually quite impressed by this little thing. It doesn't feel like nearly as small as it is. That's what she said. You know, I know there's going to be a lot of people that are turned off by the clearance, but you got to ride one of these lower scooters like this. It really makes a difference. Oh boy. Alright, that's the only negative if you're kind of hanging on the grips loosely and you hit something like that. I might have had a little bit of an issue. I really had to hold on tight there for a second. We got a bunch of quails. Watch out there, quails. Oh, we got to 2 bars. Oh boy. Hopefully we can make it home. Okay, we're deeper in the battery. We're definitely, you know, this is a decent hill. It's somewhere in the 8%. And so you definitely are, you know, losing some of that oomph coming up that hill for sure. You don't really feel any regen with this model. I don't think there's any regen. It just, it coasts when you hit the brake, which is, you know, it's all right. It's kind of nice to be able to recover some of that energy though. Wow, we're still getting up a pretty good top speed. Stop sign, see ya. Damn, we only have 1 bar of battery left, and this is still almost hitting the same top speed. I just can't. Maybe it's just gonna come off the cliff and just die here in a second. But I can't believe it actually. I thought I would ride something like 10, 11 miles, be to like 75%, you know, battery exhausted. It is not the case at all. Well, we are approaching my house. A little over 18 miles on the odometer. Way more than I expected. I'll put on the screen the watt hours that it takes to recharge this and the time and what that projects to a full range. And if you made it this long in the video, that's amazing. And if you did, send me an email through my website, contact form, and I'll send you a free shirt, assuming I have that one in size, in stock. So, thanks for watching.